Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy P Funk, thinking right out here in the lab, and I'm in the little book, little blue book. This is what we're gonna talk about today. The mind. Whenever you hear 12, 12 is the mind. This is your brain. Of course, it got 12 cranial nerves, carnal nerves, cranial nerves, and it got the 12. They call it 12 disciples of the zodiac sign. So that's that symbolism. We'll break that down for you. And for my Masonic brothers, you see this right here, compass in the square. When you come into the order, they teach you the compass is underneath the square. Your job is to get the square over top the compass, meaning taking matter and making it spiritual. That's the concept. I'll break it down for you as we go. That's right. Rightisms, 25 will live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I'm through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you, I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my yard be true. Right thinkers, P Funk's philosophy is I'm going to break down the 12 disciples and the 12 carnal nerves in spirit and matter symbolism. It's all esoteric. Let's go. Learn something. This is some fun stuff. Again, this is the symbol for the brain right here. This is the 12 parts of the body that it works. This is the 12 parts of the brain that it works. When you hear 12, that's the mind. Okay, let's talk about it. The brain is intricately connected to what? Your body through 24 carnal nerves, which are paired into 12 major carnal nerves. These nerves extend throughout the body. 12 functions, 12 cranial nerves. Makes sense. Serving as conduits for what we call electrical signals to the brain that relay messages between the brain and your various body functions, the parts of the body that it controls. When the mind initiates a command, such as moving the legs, this mental intention is first transformed into etheric energy, a subtle non physical force. But this etheric energy is then converted into electrical energy within your brain, which is responsible for the transmuting of the commands throughout the body. This runs this. Everybody knows that. In whatever philosophy you practice, we all know that the mind controls the body. All right. And they're showing you that each zodiac sign is the concept of your aspect and part of your brain's makeup. You need to master that. It's called the Mizrav. The Jewish didn't translate that word because they didn't want y'all to know about the zodiac. Why? It's important to know the zodiac. That's how you know how the brain works. All right. But once the command is translated into electric signals, now it travels through the 12 carnal nerves, the zodiac. Okay. These nerves act as the brain's messenger, distributing what? The instruction to different parts of the body to carry out the intended action. Everything starts with a thought. Now, in this way, your mind or your conscious, whatever you want to call it, it exerts what we call control over the body. How? By transmitting its will through these 12 carnal nerves to activate the body, ensuring that every bodily function is completely aligned with the mind's intent. We ready to do this. Okay, get ready. When anybody getting anything, brace yourself. You're going to get pain, brace yourself. Hold on something tight and it gets tense because something about to happen. That's how the brain operates with the nervous system. They interact on that level instantaneously, like that. The biblical process, the biological process, the biological process draws an intriguing parallel when they use what? The biblical story of Jesus. Again, for my Christians, I love you. But you need to get this Jesus thing understood. So I'm not ragging on you, but let me see if I can break it down again. They do it. I'm not doing it. I'm just giving it to you from there. I understand 100%. So please, the biblical story of Jesus and his 12 disciples. That's you are Jesus. You are the Christ. That's you. Your 12 disciples is your 12 cranial nerves in your brain. They're your disciples to what? To instruct and master each one for yourself to know who thyself. They don't present it that way, but they put it in a different form. But you are in Christ. The 12 is the 12 nerve, because the 12 body function that the 12 cranial nerves function work together as one. That's what they was trying to get across. Yeah, missed all of that. I'm just saying. So let me go. Now, the 12 disciples, just like I gave the story or the lesson in what we call the 12 cranial nerves, carry out the derivative of the mind. Jesus, what? Employed his 12 disciples to do what? Spread his teachings and gospel. The symbolism here is what? Is strikingly to the 12 around one concept that reflects the idea of the 12 cranial nerves that's being governed, mastered by the what? The central consciousness. Just as the 12 disciples were guided and taught and instructed by Jesus in this metaphor, and that's what it is, and that's what it is. It ain't literal, it ain't real, it's only a metaphor, an allegorical story. Jesus represents the Son, S-O-N of God, analogous to what? Analogous means similar or just like what? To our own consciousness, which is the core of our being that directs and controls the various aspects of our physical existence. This controls this. And the comparison is more than a coincidence. It's symbolical. It serves as a profound metaphor, not a literal act, for the relationship between the consciousness and the body functions. They was explaining you how the body works. Y'all missed that one. Okay. The story of Jesus and his 12 disciples can and should be understood as an allegory for the way in which our conscious, aka Jesus, us, ourselves, governs our body, aka the disciples. The disciples are like the cranial nerves and act as what? Channels. Yep. Through which the teachings and the intentions of the central consciousness, the mind, are spread and enacted in the physical world. It's teaching you how to conduct yourself in the physical world. Mastering oneself, mastering 12 aspects of your character, which is the zodiac sign, aka the Mizrah. A lot of Christian followers don't deal with the zodiac. The Bible didn't tell them to. It did. They just didn't understand it. Mizrah. Did you master the Mizrah? Did you master your mind? I'm not a Christian. That's the question that God asked Job. I know that. And y'all don't know that? Moving on. This is lessons just trying to break down esoteric teachings, symbolical concepts, and y'all just keep making it real, which is the biggest problem y'all have about getting this understanding. Y'all want it to be literal, and it's literal in the physical sense of nature, not man. All right, hope you get the concept. I'm trying to beat that horse. Now let's move on to other symbolisms. Okay, again, this is all symbolism between spirit and matter. When you see this sign, oh, that's a mason. That's a compass, and that's a square. That's a compass. That's a square. That's God. I know. I know. I know. No. Symbolism. Again, if you understood, you would know that the compass is the way to make the circle. So the compass is a spiritual instrument. The square, which is the four-sided concept, is physical, is matter. So you got spirit over matter. When you first see the compass and square on the Bible, the two sides of the compass just underneath the square, meaning you have no spirit knowledge. And as you walk through the degrees, you raise each leg up to show you. Now you raise your consciousness. Now you have your spirit over matter. When the gays took the rainbow, they inverted it. The rainbow is significant because God, which represents purple and violet, the royal color, is at the top. All they did, they didn't take the rainbow. They just flipped the rainbow like anything else. What's good, you can make it what bad. But they flipped the rainbow. The same concept, and that's all they did. I said, wait a minute, something wrong. They done. So I get upset by that, and now they fight because they took the damn no gay flag down, whatever. But I can get into that. That ain't my thing. That's a lesson. All symbolism, and the gay flag is a symbol. It's uh, matter over spirit, with the compass being purple, meaning circle, spirit. That's what you use to what circumscribe yourself and put yourself in the middle and call due bounds with what? With God. I didn't learn that from them. I learned that over the years and putting it together. They taught us a lot of stuff, but a lot of stuff they didn't teach us. I learned a lot more outside of my Masonic teaching than I did when I was learning Masonic concept. But this never changed. The concept of the compass and the square, spirit and matter. They got it right here. And they break, how about this? See the circle? The Vitruvian man. I'm gonna break this down for you. The circle, you got the square in the circle. That means you have matter and spirit. Okay, and spirit is always what? At the top. The spirit is up here. Matter is down here. It's all symbolism. And it breaks down perfect. Let's talk about this. The circle with no beginning. The reason why it represents God, what? Once it connects, you don't know where it starts, where it ends. That's God's concept. That's the first sign for God. Signs and symbols told you that. The dot and the circle. Okay? And that was way before they had the compass. And how about this? We didn't invent the wheel. We got the circle. We didn't use it for transporting. We drug it on sleds. You know, and the Sumerians who invented the wheel, they couldn't have been educators to us. Why? We didn't know about the wheel. Moving on, just want a little tidbit in there. I do that every now and then when I can. I know a few things about a few things. I like to throw it out there every now and then. So let's go. But again, the circle with no beginning and no end symbolize eternity. Okay? You don't know where it started, you don't know where it's ended. So that's a perfect concept for God. It represented what? The immortal spirit of man. That's inside man. Again, the infinite nature reflects the timeless and the unbroken essence of your soul, embodying the eternal aspect of human existence. We need the spirit, have to have a body to exist in the physical world. That's why we are divine spirit beings having this human experience. We're here for a reason, not a season. Moving on, that's a favorite phrase from our Christians. I don't get moved with that. All right, but it says here, the square, which is defined shape, a clear beginning and the end. 4 square boxes, 4 right angles, make a square. It represents matter, physicality. Okay, that's what it represents, the physical body. And what's this? It represents clear beginning and the end. the physical body of the consciousness. It symbolizes the mortal form that is bound by space and time and the constraints of the material world. The material world is temporary. The spiritual world is eternal and forever. But we got to get there from becoming conscious while we in the material world. These are all signs and symbols that make do that. And again, we just talked about the compass, make the circle, spirit, the square makes the matter physical. You put them together, you got the circle and the square, that's spirit over matter. With the see right here, they show you the finish. Up here, they should be underneath the square. Underneath, the compass should be square underneath the square. And down here, you raise it up top, become your conscious. Now you're spiritually enlightened. And Masonic order gives you identity. It takes you from being ignorant to being enlightened. I love the concept. I lived it, practiced it, know it well. So, yeah, I ain't surprised it's here. And I understand it. But they throw in the Vitruvian man showing you from another aspect, from Da Vinci. Now, let me break it down. Man embodies both. We are an individual dual person, meaning we are spirit and matter in one, merging the physical and the non-physical realms. The duality reflects the unity of what we call heaven and earth. Heaven, spirit, earth, the body, becoming one. And it illustrates the illicit connection being what? The material body and the eternal soul. Together, these aspects form a what they call holistic existence, bridging the divine and the earthly, by my boy Harry B. Joseph, the author of the Book of Wisdom. Good guy, smart man, breaking down. I love him. He did my legwork. I take it from here, Harry. Thank you. I got you covered. I'm doing you. I got all this. I know how to work with you now. Appreciate you. Now, Leonardo da Vinci, who was back in the day a symbolist. He understands symbology, and he drew everything in symbolism. That's what he was great at art. Again, and the renowned artist and visionary, again, he was a symbolist. He's seen everything. He encapsulated the profound philosophical and spiritual ideas in his masterpiece, in his drawing. The Last Supper, Sistine Chapel. He was laying out concepts and views that he understood from our ancients. And the Vitruvian Man is his claim to fame. It is the iconic illustration of a man is positioned within what? Both the square and the circle. Ding, 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 ding. When you see this, you just see the guy with 4 arms and no, this is showing you the Vitruvian Man in 2 states, from the physical and the spiritual. Okay, that's symbolism. And if you don't understand it, you look at this and I just see a naked guy. I don't know what the hell he's doing. He got 4 arms, 2 legs, 4 legs, or whatever. It's 2 men in one. Okay, individual. You are a dual being, spirit and matter. Okay, but again, the Vitruvian Man is illustrated in the man's position within the box and square circle, and is creating a powerful symbol in the mind to what? Of the dual nature of humanity. The circle, infinite and without beginning or end, that represents this eternal realm of spirit, God, consciousness. You can't see it, you can feel it, it's hidden, but it's there. And the divine essence of existence. To contrast, the square symbolizes the physical world, matter, the tangible body, this thing here, the temple, and the material aspects of human life. So together, these shapes illustrate the unity of spirit and matter. And Da Vinci laid it out perfect. Okay, Masonic got their concept, the Egyptians had their concept, the Romans had theirs. Everybody had a way to present the symbol, the concept, conceptually. And the spirit and matter, which is highlighting the intrinsic balance, my girl, Maya, between what? Human soul and the body. The body's going to run out. The body's not eternal. The spirit can't die. It's of God. That's the concept, and that's the light that's in the body. A close examination of the Vitruvian Man reveals another important detail. What's that? That the circle is slightly elevated above the square. Pay attention to that. The square is inside the circle to a degree, but you see the top and the bottom, or at the top of here, the circle is above the man. They explaining it perfect. Let me get to the rest of it, and I'm gonna be done with this one. Yeah, we got it. We're good. But the Vitruvian Man, it suggests that the primacy of spirit over matter. They try to get it to you by any means necessary. We done put 3 or 4 different concepts just to get you to get that concept, spirit over matter. Sonic perspective and from the Da Vinci perspective, and even the mental and zodiacal concept, mindset. So all of these are saying the same thing, but the circle is slightly elevated above the square. Why? But this subtle positioning is a rich symbolism. What do it mean? It suggests that the primacy of spirit over matter, or more precisely, the supremacy of one's mind over your soul, over the physical body. Mind, body, and soul, that's the 3 trinity of the human being. But this configuration also represents the concept of what we call mind over matter. Where an awakened individual now recognizes their own divinity, their own divine nature, and they exercise what? Control over their body and the material world through what? Now power of what? Consciousness, knowledge of self. In the Da Vinci depiction, this alignment also conveys the idea of spirit mastery. The elevated circle signifies the enlightened individual who is now no longer bound solely by the limitation of the physical realm, but is guided by the higher awareness and your inner wisdom. We call it ourselves. Okay? But in this state of awakening, spiritual enlightenment, nihas, anointed, Christhood, whatever you want to call it, that state is what you need to reach before what the body runs out, aka die. But the spirit leads the body. The spirit runs the body. And the consciousness governs the physical existence, embodying a harmonious relationship between the two, spirit and matter. Mayat, spirit and matter, they got to work together. 2 opposites come together for the common good, like a coin, heads and tails, 2 opposites. I got now the perception of Da Vinci symbolism. Oh, we're going to do the eye. I'll be right back with that lesson for you. And this is another perfect breakdown. We're going back to the Masonic concept. You see, when I see the eyes here, I know we're going in my neighborhood, okay? This here, this is the physical concept, but the same philosophy. I'll break it down for you when I get back. Right, thinkers, I'm enjoying this. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Hope you learned something. That's the whole goal I'm trying to teach. And the philosophy is a little different, but it's still the way to get you to know thyself by any means necessary. I'm using everything I got for you. And in closing, may you all let it be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I know none of my right thinkers who now got a better understanding of the 12 disciples, the 12 cranial nerves, and spirit and matter symbolism have passed away. I'll be right